All right, I think we are live. Lazy is already asking, who are they fighting today? And wonder what we're fighting. It's going to be a very different session than we've ever had as far as quests go, because I set up something a little unique for what the inspirations were. But for right now, we just have Leviathan. We are hoping to have one more player hop in, but we are not sure if his schedule is going to work out. So if he hops in, great. Otherwise, it's going to be a one-on-one session. But we had a list of quests available for our Dungeon Master patrons to pick, and they decided on one that I'm very excited about. So they decided that to help out the local authorities who are stumped by a series of heists around the city. They found it seems to be tied to some sort of competition that's held at a secret location, and they're requesting aid. So they've requested that any amount of adventurers that are willing to help just meet them at the police station, show their credentials, and they'll give them the rundown of what they have as far as what's going on. So Leviathan, you find yourself at the Adventurers Hall. Anything you'd like to do in the meantime?
I get alcohol.
Of
'Cause
course, you get
that's
alcohol.
just kind of my thing at this point.
Yeah, this getting alcohol is going to make this a little extra interesting. But go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw. What kind of alcohol did you drink?
What alcohol do I did I usually get like
You
before? Like,
usually got like really strong stuff.
yeah, because I was a plasmoid and I was like immune to alcohol. But I'm assuming I just get the same drink.
Okay. You definitely feel a bit tipsy, and that's going to make this next part very interesting. So, the local authorities, and yes, Lazy, this is what I planned ish. So, I usually give everybody 3 quests, and then they get to choose ahead of time which one they want to go on. It makes it easy for people to be able to hop in and out of sessions without any crazy long running stuff, but at the same time, it does affect the world around them, and there is some overarching stories. So, but yeah, so you get a little tipsy, and then you're gonna head out to the police station to see what info they have for you.
Yep.
Okay, so you start heading to the police station, and you obviously know where it is. You've been there before, and you walk in.
I
Oh, go ahead. Oh, all right. So yeah, you walk in, and then a very jolly-looking policeman says, "Oh, welcome. Come on in the back. We'll give you the rundown."
All right. Well, let's go.
Okay. And you come into a back room, and you see this like sprawl of all of these images on a wall, and it's basically all these little documents talking about all the heists that have gone on. Basically, a lot of important materials have been stolen as they're being shipped into the city. Most of them are things for like weaponry, armor, raw metal, things like that.
Do any of them like are any of them like consistent with like the same company or is it just a bunch of random stuff?
It seems to be all different companies, and but most of them seem to be decently valuable items. Like the metals are all going to be like high quality steel, adamantium, like things or adamantine. Sorry, it's not X-Men. But all sorts of stuff like that, or nothing that it's just like basic food or things like that.
So it's all like metal and weapons and stuff.
A lot of it, or it's just straight up money. Just anything that is considered valuable.
So are they trying to build something? Okay.
So he lets you know that They haven't really been able to figure out any sort of pattern, but they do know it's tied to some weird underground competition. And they have managed to infiltrate a man inside, and they've snuck a message to him that somebody was coming to help. He gives you like a small symbol to wear on your jacket or any piece of clothing, so that way it's like a alert to the inside man or the one undercover, and that way when you show up to a particular location, he knows to greet you.
And so, like, what is the location for? Do they like meet up and compare stuff they've stolen, or
He says all they
like,
know is that they meet up and then they have, and that may or may not be tied to the competition. They've been having trouble getting information from the guy on the inside.
which is why they're sending me?
Yes.
All right. Well, what time is it, and
It
where
is,
is it?
it is currently around 7 or 8 p.m. Uh, when as of right now, and then the actual event starts around midnight. That's when people start meeting up.
All right. Well, I'll head out and wait till midnight.
Okay.
Well,
So
actually, hold on. I have a thing which can. Hold on, do I still have that item that I can use to like what's it called? The cold Batman?
I think
I
so.
use that?
Yeah, I think you can still use that if you want.
Oh, okay. Well, I cold Batman, I guess.
Okay.
I've had that for like since like the first. No, we've had that since like the first session. We've never used it.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to use it right away, or do you want to wait till like right in the middle of stuff?
I mean,
You can use
I
it
mean,
on the
I should at
fly.
least. I mean, okay, well, if I call him now, I could explain everything, and then he could just like wait for everything to happen.
And
If I just like do it in the middle of stuff, he might take like. I'll wait till like later
all right.
if I use it.
And hello, Blue Sen. Yeah. So then, as time passes on, it gets very dark. You start heading towards the area that has this event that's been very vague. As you start heading in that direction, you hear this very loud roaring that's like echoing through the city streets.
Is it coming from the place I'm heading to?
Yes.
All right, well, I'll keep going, but
Ma-
be a bit more. I'll keep an eye out for any big monsters.
yeah, make a nature check. Is 3,636 damage normal? No, no, it is not.
Yeah, no.
With that nature check, you know that you can tell that there's something kind of off about um about this like roaring, but you're not quite sure what it is. Like it just feels unnatural. Um, as you approach, you see weird. You see a large gathering, and people are kind of like hooting and hollering, and then you hear the roaring on the other side of the crowd. And before you even get through the crowd, you see a man grab your shoulder, and he's just like, I think you're here to meet me. And he pulls you off to the side.
Right, well, hey, I have a familiar, right? Because of my thing from last session. Can I send it to go see what the big monster is?
Yeah, so you send this familiar, it soars up into the sky and it peers down. Are you going to use your action to see through its eyes, completely making you unable to see for the moment?
Last like 6 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Can I communicate with the familiar?
I mean, you can kind of like control it and see through its eyes. It's not like, let me look at find familiar actually really quick. Find familiar.
I can control it, but like, can I just communicate it with it
Did you, you're
in
familiar?
general?
Can't take gesture. You can
Yeah, you can
communicate with it
communicate with it
telepathically.
telepathically
Yeah.
if it's within 100 feet of you.
Yeah. Yeah, you
I
can
just ask it what it is.
and it says there's a line of beasts and they all look very strange.
Beasts as in beasts or beasts as in monsters?
It calls them monsters.
All right, so that's yeah,
Blue,
all right. I'm gonna
Blue Sen is convinced you rolled a nat one on intelligence because you're just going towards the scary sound. But as the mystery man pulls you off to the side, he's just like, "All right, you got to pick one."
wait. Pokemon, Pokemon.
It is
Is it
not
Pokemon?
Pokemon. As you are
Oh,
brought into
okay.
this warehouse and you see massive machines.
Uh, okay.
And he looks at you. He's going to make an insight check.
Uh, what do I use them for?
He's just like, "Do you not know what's going on at all?"
No, I was not told anything except for people are stealing stuff.
He's like, "God damn it." And he like just holds the bridge of his nose as he's very obviously frustrated. He's just like, "It's a race, but you have to survive." And
Oh,
he looks and he's just like,
oh.
"You have to pick one of these. You compete in the race, and then you can join up."
What's the difference between the three?
He's like, "Well, all right." He's like, "I wasn't expecting to have to just teach you everything about these machines, but they are, what are they called? These are, what? I think they're called hell machines. Or these are devil's rides, is what they're called. So you have three options. The smallest, which let me bring it out from behind my head. The smallest is a one-man machine. It is equivalent to about the size of a horse. In the real world, it would be like riding a motorcycle. It's like this, you're going to get the most speed and the most versatility with your handling. But you're not going to have a whole lot of defense and you're not going to be able to do as much damage. This other one, as he goes to the one in the middle, is like this kind of gives you the best of both worlds. You get a little less speed and a little less handling, but you at least have a little more offense and defense. But then if you want to go for the big boy over here, it is all about defense and offense, but you're going to be handling like you're, I don't know, trying to push your own wagon yourself. It's a little rough.
So the first one, uh, uh, I'll take the first one.
All right, so you're going all speed, no defense, and
Yep. Like, what happens if during the race I just start shooting lasers? Like, I can do that without, you know.
yeah. So what are you gonna before we show the next scene? What are you gonna say that inspired this, if you want?
Okay, what happens if during the race I just like start shooting lasers? Like,
He's just like, that's pretty
I
common.
can do that without bikes and stuff.
Yeah, he's like that. That's pretty common.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't. I'll take the fastest one. All right. Well, okay. Let's see. The inspiration is.
There's technically
Uh,
two or three things that inspired this quest.
is is one the actual Hellriders movie?
No, it just so happens that these vehicles actually exist in D&D. So they come from Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus, which has these like hell machines that you can ride.
Wait, are they actually called Hellriders in the movie?
The motorcycle one is called a Devil's Ride. The the big one is called a Demon Grinder, and the middle one's called a Tormentor.
Wait, let's see. Fictional car races. Uh, oh boy. Mario Kart.
Mario Kart is one of the influences for what you're about to go up against.
Oh,
So
oh,
you
okay.
get DM inspiration. The other two are Twisted Metal, and as you rejoin the crowd with your motorcycle-sized thing, you make your way through the crowd and you see one man leading the charge as he definitely looks a bit demonic with his horns, but with his bald head and very strong stature, he's very obviously influenced by good old Fast and Furious.
So, all right. Well, let's do this.
All right. So uh, he looks around. He's like, "So all of you are looking to join my crew? Well, then you gotta win. Winner, winner both survives and keeps the ride." So you see everybody line up, and you can just put your character on there. I mean, you're already kind of riding a motorcycle in your image, so that's fine. Um,
Yeah.
so let me zoom out on my end. Zoom out here. Death Race probably works pretty well too. As Vin Diesel steps out of the way, and we need another ride. And we're actually going to move everybody up because there's going to be plenty of people in this race. All right. So I need, as he has somebody who's very obviously a succubus, go out in front holding a scarf and gets ready to drop it. And she says, "Ready, set, go." And then I need you to roll for initiative. Initiative's 13 for
I
you.
forgot to click my character. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, I'll change
There.
it to 13. I'll give you the first one.
All right.
And no, it is not F-Zero. I didn't think about F-Zero. And Death Race would be solid, though. All right. So we're going to... Let me get my bad guy. Where's my bad dude? Oh, didn't want to do that. So bring up my bad dude character sheet. Just to start rolling some initiatives. All right. So let's put everybody in order. As everybody takes off from the race, this one gets a jump start as he nails it right on the spot. So you're going to be able to move 3 spots at a time, but you have like no defense. The medium-sized one's going to be able to roll 2 spots, and the big one's going to roll 1 spot at a time. That's how it's going to work. So we got the medium one first. Who gets to go 2 spots? And then you're up.
Do I just move forward 3 spots?
Yeah, unless there's anything else you want to do.
What else can I do? Like, can I just
So you don't
cast?
have any added weaponry, but you do have whatever casting you can do.
Oh, okay. Well, so can I like does the bike count as like its own creature? Can I like cast?
It has its own armor class, and it does have something else which will pop up later.
Can I like cast a spell on it though?
Uh, not. I mean, you can attack it, but you can't really like buff it or anything. So like, it'd be
Can I
like attack.
cast move forward free, and then I'll cast Y- Yeah, I got. Wait, hold on. Survive. Someone said survive earlier, right? Which means I'm allowed to kill people.
Yes, you are allowed to kill
I cast
people.
tidal wave and hit all five of those people back there.
All right. So yeah, that will hit. So are you coming in from the left and trying to slam all of them?
And yep,
All right.
left to right, tidal wave.
Go ahead and roll your tidal wave. That's a pretty considerable amount of damage. You notice that it does nothing to the big boys. It does kind of push this one to the side a little bit, but it doesn't really seem to do any real damage to it. However, these both get pushed off to the side and they get knocked over. So like the people trying to hold them like get pummeled to the ground and take a decent amount of damage, but they're trying and they have to like get off the bike and try and lift it back up.
All right,
And
that's my turn.
yep, and the first one up is the bike is this bike, and he has to use his turn to pick his bike back up. The next is the small one who charges towards you, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Yeah, with that dex save, it slams into you. It does. We're gonna say it does 12 uh, slashing damage as it has this like big raking claw on the front,
My
and
bike or me?
it does it to both of you. So like it has
How
this
much
like
health does my bike have?
you don't know. It definitely has less defense though. That's for sure. So it slams into you. Make one more dex save to see if you stay on your bike. No, you fall off your
Oh,
bike and you get some serious road rash, taking an additional, unfortunately, just one damage from sliding across the pavement. And you're required to spend your next turn getting back on your bike and sitting it up, destroying your movement and taking your entire action. Next up is the first big one as it moves forward one, but it's going to move at a slight angle. And then comes the other little one who stands its bike back up. And then comes the other medium one who gets to come forward twice, and it slams into the big one. Let's see if the big one takes any damage. The big one does not. It just kind of like it's two big ones colliding into each other, and you hear like wrenching metal, but it doesn't seem like either one takes a ton of damage. Then comes the other medium-sized one who's going to move up two, and he's just going for the gate, going for the race. Now you're up.
I just get my bike back up, and that's. Wait, do I use my action to get my bike up and then I can move, or?
You use your action to get your bike up, and then you're kind of stuck there for a turn, unfortunately.
All right, I use my action to get my bike
Yeah, unless
up.
you wanted to do any casting before you got back on your bike, and then you'd have to spend your next turn getting back on your bike.
Yeah, I'll get back on my bike.
All right, so you get on your bike, you lift it up, and you get into a more solid position. Then the other one takes off, gets forward three, and it doesn't have any weapon support, so it doesn't do anything there. The other one tries to slam in. This one tries to slam into the big guy. Let's see if it can actually do anything to it. It does not do anything to the big one, as the big one is just a tank. The big tank tries to hit back, and When it does, you see this like wrecking ball on the back of the big one, and it swings forward, but completely misses and kind of like loses all of its balance, and it spins out. It seems to be facing backwards as it no longer has proper control. Oh, I remember Biker Mice from Mars. That was a good one. All right, other bike is up. Goes 1, 2, 3, and is right behind this one. Then comes the other big boy, who only gets to right there. And then you see this like big spear come out of the top of it, and it tries to launch into this one. As it shoots a harpoon but misses. Now it's this one's turn, who tries to cut in and go up. Now it's your turn. You have all of your movement and all of your actions available now.
Let's say that's 2, and then I'm gonna cast Wall of Thorns between, like, right behind me.
All right.
So it'll be like covering this area.
All right. Yeah, you cast Wall of Thorns. Let me look that one up really quick. Create a wall 10 feet high and 5 feet thick. Ooh, that's a lot of piercing damage. All right. So you move forward, you cast Wall of Thorns, and the bike doesn't have enough of a chance to even try to get around it. As it slams headfirst into it, rolls your 78 piercing damage. Oh, God. So you hear this
Nice.
crippling scream, and you see the bike just slam right through the Wall of Thorns, but it doesn't have a rider as it comes through the other side and falls over. And the rider is screaming in pain on the other side, obviously pierced by your thorns. The other one runs into it. It does take some damage, but it manages to punch through the thorns at the same time. However, it does slow it down considerably. The large one takes its entire turn to get back in facing the proper direction. This one also slams into the thorns, but the bike doesn't keep going, and you hear the man screaming again on the other side. Yeah, you did some serious damage with that. This one doesn't even make it up because it's too slow. This big one moves forward 2, and then let's see what stuff it can do. It does have... All right. It does shoot a harpoon in your direction. Make a dexterity saving throw. Well, you're not doing great on those dex saves. All right. It does wind up... You try to duck, and it does slam into your shoulder. And does 17 piercing damage as you have this like giant spear sticking out of you that breaks off and falls to the road. Now it's your turn, but I want you to make a perception check.
Just wondering, is that medium-sized one still inside the Wall of Thorns?
This one, yes.
Next turn, he'll still take the damage, or... God, I'm not doing well in these rolls.
Yeah. That perception was just enough to notice something coming up on the road. As you see that there doesn't show up as well on stream because they're so dark, but you see these like strange glyphs on the road. But it is your turn.
Wait, so will the medium-sized one still take the 78 damage on its next turn?
We'll find out.
When it moves? Okay, well, I mean, there's still the big ones, so can I heal my bike? No, that's no.
It might be
I
possible.
one, two, three, but I want to move at like an angle.
So
And then I
you
want to cast Thunder Wave on the medium-sized one
okay?
and potentially push it back.
All right, go ahead and cast that Thunder Wave.
Um, Thunder Wave. Where's Thunder Wave?
Yeah, nobody has been run over quite yet, Blue said.
Here.
So it is currently trying to make its way through the thorns, and it tries to make that deck save to try and dodge it. It does manage to like swerve and take the brunt of the force on this like panel on the side that looks like it's obviously a very defensive panel. So it only takes half damage and doesn't get pushed, but it still takes some damage, and it seems to be like denting the side of this giant machine. Then it is this one's turn, who has to get
Isn't he
out of the
dead?
thorns.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if he's dead or not. As he tries to make his way out of the thorns, he fails his deck save as he tries to maneuver, and then you hear this like you hear him moving, and you hear this splatter of blood on the ground as this bike is done for. Oh, and I accidentally skipped this one. Uh, so this one does manage to spin. It moves through the thorns slowly, but it does manage to break through, and it did get slowed down. This one, you hear the bike rev its engine, and it manages to break through the thorns, but still taking damage and getting slowed down a bit. So he does lose one of his movements, and he still takes another, what is it? 37 damage. So he's in rough shape. That bike has taken some serious blows. Now it's the big one's turn. He moves forward one. He's really taking up the rear. All right. And now it's this guy's turn, who runs right over one of these glyphs, and you see it like it's like part of the actual vehicle itself scoops it up, and you see this like glow in the machine. And when it does,
That's
let's see,
oh, it's a power up.
might
Mario.
might be. All right, and he rolled. Let's see. Yeah, and as soon as it scoops it up, you see this glow within the machine, and I rolled, and then it's all of a sudden you see as a giant fireball explodes, encapsulating you and pretty much everyone. Let's see what we get as far as damage. How many damages? Fireball.
Fireball's 86.
Okay. Roll 86. So 28 damage gets spit out. You get to make a deck save. No, you try and like dodge and swerve, and you unfortunately get hit with the full blast as you take a full 28 points of fire damage. You are up.
I cast Thunder Wave again. Can
Okay.
I also try hit the small one to knock it into the wall of thorns?
Yeah, you can try that.
Okay.
And yeah, Blue Send, there's no way I could avoid a fireball coming from these. All right, so we got a DC 18 deck save. He does fail.
It's a con save,
Oh,
actually.
con save? Well, he failed either way. It was a pretty low roll. But he does get blasted into the wall of thorns, getting thrown backwards. And he is just between that and the fireball and the 0 protection that he receives, he's done for.
What about the medium-sized one? Does it get...
How wide is Wall of or is Thunderwave? It's a 15-foot cube. So I guess you can hit both of them. Let's see if that one passes its con save. That one does pass its con save. So it's only going to take half damage and does not get pushed.
Oh, yeah, I use my movement to just head here.
Okay. Roll a d4. You get, let's see. What is you get magic missile, which you get to fire immediately.
I fired him at the medium-sized one behind me.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the damage for those.
How much damage does magic missile do? Hold on. 3 darts, so that's 3d4 plus 3.
Yeah, you can just roll
Because
the
magic
3D.
missile never missed it.
Yep, you can just roll 3d4 and I'll add the. All right. So yeah, it's just 9 damage that it takes, and it seems to be like puncturing straight through the machine, and you hear a bit of screaming from the inside. Now it's his turn, who tries to catch up to, and it tries to fire a harpoon at you.
Did I go through the wall of thorns again? Because he was already in it partially.
He broke through already at that point.
All right.
And he does manage to shoot you with a harpoon. He does crit. So let's see how this goes.
Oh.
And that's a 24 damage between you and the bike. But you can decide whether you can make a dex save, and if you make the dex save, you can decide whether you take the damage or the bike does. You do not pass, so it's straight to you.
Okay.
You take all that damage, and then it's the big one's turn, who moves 1. The other one moves 1. And they just have no problem breaking through the thorns, it seems like. This one goes 1 this way and 1 up. And now it's your turn. Yeah, Dex is rough.
I heal myself.
Okay.
Like, I'm very low health.
Okay.
And that's... Okay, I'm...
So you gain some health back. And now it's this one's turn, who's going to run over this. So let's see what he gets.
All right, I also move.
Oh, yeah, do that. He gets nitrous, so he gets to boost. He gets an immediate extra set of movement. And he tries to shoot you with a harpoon, but he's specifically aiming at your bike. So he's going to be rolling at disadvantage. Make a dex save. You do manage to dodge it as it spears into the ground right next to your bike. And it looked like it was actually attached to a chain as he would have attempted to pull you in.
So if he missed, does that mean he would have hit the other car? Or...
No, he tried to hit your bike specifically, it hits the ground right behind you as you manage to like dodge out of the way. Then we got the big one's turn. It's going to go its one forward. These ones are falling behind real fast. And then it's the medium's one's turn. It's going to try and slash at you and the bike. What is your current armor class?
16 because of the bark skin.
Okay. Make a deck save to see whether you can direct it at yourself or the bike. You do. So are you going to take this damage, or is your bike going to take it?
I don't know if the bike can take damage. How much damage is it? No. Okay.
It slashes sideways towards you. And it looks like it won't be like, it's not like a massive blade, but it is going to cut you.
The bike.
You're going to take it on the bike? All right. You manage to like pivot the bike and it just slashes against the side of the bike, dealing some damage to it, but it seems like the bike is holding up, even though you can definitely feel it's like getting a little rickety. Now it's your turn.
I'm going to drop concentration on the wall of thorns and then
Yeah, finally a dex win, Blue Sun.
do. I'm going to cast heat metal on the bike, on the thing on my right.
All right. As you cast heat metal, you notice that it seems to be like... No, make a perception check.
It doesn't work, does it? Perception.
Yeah, with that, you can see that like steam starts pouring out and you see it suddenly boost forward 2 spots. As it,
Okay.
these are made in hell. So, the fireball earlier didn't do too much damage to the bikes or the machines, but it did damage to the riders. If you cast heat metal on the object itself, it just heats it up and makes it burn faster.
Yeah. Okay.
But you still have your movement.
I'm not going to move.
Okay. All right. Let's see what we got. The other one tries to come up. And it's also going to try to slash at you as it drives by.
Yeah.
But as it swerves, it like slashes, but like it tries to slash into you, and somehow the blade itself kind of pivots with the swerving motion, and it scrapes across the ground next to you. The other two are slowly but surely trying to chug along, but there's pretty much no hope for those two. Then it's this one's turn, who's going to go 1, 2, and now it's your turn.
I cast. Well, I stopped casting heat metal, of course. They also cast Conjure Elemental.
You cast Conjure Elemental. What kind of elemental are you going to cast?
Earth Elemental, and I want to summon it. The one on the left.
Okay.
Like in front of the one on the left.
All right, you summon a massive earth elemental right in front of this monstrous machine. What are you going to have it do?
I wanted to grapple him and then just walk away so he can't attack me.
Okay. All right. So it tries to grapple. Let's roll. Actually, I'll roll for it. It does a insane grapple check as it like the vehicle slams into this earth elemental, and you see like the ground below just get pushed, but then it's almost like stops it in its tracks and tries to chug it to the side, and it manages to pull it this way, and it doesn't seem to be able to like get out of this earth elemental's grasp. It is pretty stuck. Then it's this big one's turn who's going to go. Oh, you still have some movement if you want. So you start catching up. As you get further ahead, you do notice right in front of you.
Oh no.
Yeah, this one is already hit a glyph and is charged up. Let's see what it gets. You see that like damage to the machine itself starts to suddenly start reassembling and fixing. Then we got this one, this one. You look back and see massive explosions that are as they both wound up catching a fireball, and they're attacking each other, or one of them's attacking the other. This one's attacking this one, and then this one tries to blow up this one. Your earth elemental is going to take some damage, but it's just between the earth elemental grappling it and pounding on it, all of the damage it's taken already. This one just starts to crumble, and the fire damage doesn't hurt the machine, but you hear the person inside just roasting and screaming. This one's out of commission.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah. And now it's this one's turn. As it tries to go 2 ahead, it is approaching the finish line, which is only a couple more moves ahead. Go ahead and take your turn.
I drop concentration on Earth Elemental.
Okay.
And then I could cast Entangle. I cast Conjure Elemental again and summon another Earth Elemental.
Okay. Are you going to
In front of that one and have it grapple it and then just not let it move because I don't want to move it into the power-ups.
Okay. So let's see.
And I get this power-up.
All right. Roll a d4 to see what power up you get. With 4, you get a boost.
How many more movement do I get?
You get a full movement, which means you make it to the finish line.
Is your Earth Elemental at least like get him?
The Earth Elemental slams into him. Go ahead and just roll a d20 for its athletics check for the grapple. It doesn't. It slams into him, but you see this like rubble kind of break apart and then reassemble, like at a different spot right next to it. It kind of just plows.
I mean,
right
he still
through.
has to move around him, so that does slow him down.
Yeah, it slows him down slightly, but you already made it to the finish line, so you win the race. Which means you have won the overall challenge of this quest. The other ones are kind of chugging along. A few people are dead. It was a bit of a rough race. We can bring you back. You loop around to the finish line, and you're greeted by a man that refers to himself as Dominion. He looks over.
Yeah, he's definitely from hell. Okay.
Yeah. He looks
Who do I
over at
win?
you and just says, well, congratulations. Looks like you're able to join our crew, if you're willing.
Yeah, sure. I'll join you. Let's go rob some places.
He's just like, we'll be doing that tomorrow. In the meantime, fix up your ride.
Okay, all right. Well, I go bring my bike back to that where. Wait, where are we robbing and like where are we going?
He just kind of lets you know you're going to be getting some further information about it later. But he does... he just kind of hands you this like strange rock, and it has a glyph on it, and you do know it's like a ascending stone, so it's like something to give communication.
All right. I'm gonna bring my thing back to that warehouse
Mhm.
and see if the guy is still there.
As you bring it back to the warehouse, the guy is still there, and he's working on the other machines, but he's just like, "What the hell did you put this thing through?"
I won.
It's like, well, obviously you're alive, but Jesus.
I mean, not all of the losers died though. But
It's like, yeah, well, all right. And then he's just like, just bring it over here. And he starts taking out his tinkerer's tools, and he's just like, just leave it with me. I'll try and have it fixed up sometime tomorrow.
right. Well, I'm gonna go get a drink.
Oh, I forgot about your drinking. I should have made all of your deck saves at disadvantage. That's what I was going to do earlier. So, for winning the race, you get to keep the Devil's Ride.
It's like, can I use it whenever?
I mean, you got to bring it unless you have some sort of like crazy storage device. But yeah,
I mean, it only has like 15 feet of movement though, so it's not that good.
that was only during the race. You can kind of pretend that the race was at like a super heightened thing. We'll have to figure out what kind of movement speed it actually has, and it definitely has the charge ability, so it can like ram through things.
Nice. What if it breaks? Can I just get it repaired every time, or?
Well, you might be able to get it repaired. It might cost you gold though.
Okay.
Horror chainsaw. I've not considered doing a Duke Nukem build, but it's definitely possible. And yeah, so he does send you some information. Are you gonna report anything back to the police, or are you just gonna be like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna go do this heist. Or what would you like?
I'm gonna call back.
You're gonna call Batman?
Yes.
All right, you call Batman. Batman swoops down, and at this point, it's like 2 in the morning. You've dropped off your bike, um, and you don't even see him, but all of a sudden in the shadows, he's just like, "You called."
Hello. Wait, have I met Batman before?
I don't think so. No.
No, like I was at his Christmas party where I died.
Yeah, but you don't know that it was his Christmas party. You know that it was.
Right, because I don't know he's
Yeah,
Bracken Waldorf.
yeah.
Hello, right. Right. The dude originally had this died, so I kind of got it. Okay, so basically, tomorrow there's this heist happening where a dude, I don't know his name, like Dominion, maybe from hell, I can't tell. He's planning on robbing a place. I don't. Okay, where's the place?
You haven't gotten the information yet, as it will be transmitted through the sending stone.
Oh, wait, can I like wait till I get the information before I call Batman? Because that's
You can, yeah. So if you wait, then you find out that it's like going to be coming into the city in the late afternoon during the upcoming day. And you have like a general route of where it's coming through. And you know that the shipment itself is supposed to be, let's see what it's supposed to be, weapons.
yeah. Okay, it's a shipment of weapons coming in the late afternoon. I don't know why he wants it, but we're robbing. Well, I won a race. Well, technically being sent by the police, but I'm calling you mostly because it's a lot cooler.
He's just
I
like,
should probably tell them. Should I tell them about it as well? Or...
he's like, well, I can definitely give you a hand.
All right. Wait, should I tell the police though?
It is up to you whether you want to tell the police.
I'm, uh, yeah, I'll also tell the police.
All right.
Wait, is Batman
Are,
like a wanted criminal in this, or?
You haven't heard anything about it unless you want to make a history check.
Can I just ask him?
I mean, you can.
He's right here.
He's all right.
But I'm just wondering, are you a wanted criminal? Because like it's just
He's like, most people think of me as a
I'll
myth.
probably tell the police.
He says,
But
most people think of me as a myth. So do what you do. Do what you will.
okay, I'll probably tell the police about this. Just be careful.
Okay.
Don't get arrested. Right, well, Batman knows about this. And then I'll go report back to the police.
Okay. So you start heading towards the police station. Uh, and once you make your way inside, the police captain is just like, so, any information?
Yeah, it turns out the whole thing's just a giant was just a giant race, and the winner gets to join like this dude's crew.
Says, oh,
I won. Maybe killed a few people, but they were definitely criminals.
says, well,
Dude
it
who you
happens.
sent me to like meet gave me a bike which I used to win the race. There's a heist happening tomorrow. It's entering the city in the late afternoon. I tell him like the route and just like place. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. And he's just like, all right.
And I got a cool bike.
It's like, that, I understand. I want you to make a perception
So do I
check.
go? I'll go pretend to be undercover and don't arrest me.
He says, hey, we'll keep track of the shipment and we'll try and make sure we stop you along the way. Uh,
All right. Well, I'll
I don't believe it's Jacksepticeye. But yeah, I want you to make, or at least it's not supposed to be Jacksepticeye with the random accent I did. I want you to make a perception check.
that's not a good sign.
Okay. As you
Oh, boy.
leave the police station, where are you headed?
I'll go grab a drink and then go to sleep.
Okay. You start heading towards the tavern. And when you do, what's your armor class?
16.
All right. You feel a very sharp pain in your back. But let's see where it comes from. As I need to bring up encounter size
Are they
calculator.
just attacking me in the middle of the street? Because there's probably people and
No, you feel uh, you do feel something in your back as it is kind of like the early hours of the morning. And what level are you at this point again? I'm always
12.
12. Okay.
Wait, so did I just get a long rest or?
I mean, you are at full health at this point. You've mostly already rested, so that's fine.
Okay.
Counter 1, 12, with 3 threes. All right. 2. All right.
So what? But
I am bringing up whatever the bad thing is that just stabbed you. Gosh. That seems good. I'm going to use that.
so is this like in the morning, like the day after the race?
Yeah. So in the morning, the day after
Oh,
the
can I
race,
like in the
you,
morning? Can I put some stuff in my ring, in my familiar's ring of spell storing?
yeah, sure.
Uh, let me check. 5 levels worth of spells. So, uh, large reduce. That's 2, and then what? Enlarge reduce. Entangle. That's free, and pass without trace.
All right. So you are walking to the area, whatever it is. The tavern. I'm trying to find things for you to be going up against. We'll go with these. And out of nowhere, you feel this sharp pain in your side. I need you to make a. I need you to roll for initiative.
Oh no.
Yep.
Who? What is? Those are. Oh, yeah. Oh crap.
Wow, everybody rolled real bad. All right,
Hey,
but
well,
at least you didn't see it coming, which means everybody gets their turn anyways. So,
how much
um,
damage do I take?
yeah. So it's a surprise attack, which means it's at advantage, which means it hits. This is a lot of damage coming in. So you
Oh
take.
no, that's not a good thing.
How much health do you have?
99.
Okay, cool. You take 47 damage as you feel a sharp pain in your side, a slash to your back, and then a large figure just shoves you, and he like kind of punches you in the face in the process. And they shove you into an alley. Yeah, Kuma, 47 damage right off the spot as he gets jumped as they were following you. They saw you go to the police station immediately after the race.
Oh my god. Okay.
You are
Yeah, that's not.
busted. So you have three people, including Dominion himself, aka Vin Diesel.
Okay. You know what? I'm
And
first off, I'm gonna let me check something.
okay,
Gotta check my items list. Let's see. Crap. Okay, well, so it's just free random people.
one of them is Dominion, aka Dominic Toretto, aka Vin Diesel,
My familiar goes right after this. Let's see.
and
Okay.
the other two seem to be members of his crew.
Okay. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Just
He
gonna
just looks at you and
check.
says, "Snitches get stitches."
Let's just see how. Okay, well, I cast Guardian of Nature on myself.
Okay, what does that do? Let me look that one up.
Buff spell.
Okay.
And I wild shape into an earth elemental. And then my familiar casts enlarge reduce on me. Enlarging me.
All right.
That's
So
my turn.
what do you use Guardian of Nature for? For Primal Beast or Great Tree?
Primal Beast.
Primal Beast. So that means your walking speed is increased by 10 feet. You gain dark vision. Your strength based attack rolls are made with advantage, which will very much help as an earth elemental. And you melee weapon attacks deal an extra 1d6 force damage on a hit. Okay. Yeah, that's probably a great thing to do as you're shoved into this alley and you
And I have
take.
enlarge reduce up.
Okay. Yeah, so then you are pretty massive. Uh, and you are made even more massive, and then you get all these buffs from everything after you take all this damage, but then you
Yeah, you don't
shapeshift
fuck
into a
with
new
my.
form, so that new form has a new set of health, and they're like, oh, so you're not just a driver. And
Yeah, well, it's your turn now. Do your worst.
yep, now it is the one to the south's turn as he tries to swing this massive great sword. What is your armor class at the moment?
17.
17. Okay, he does hit.
Is it
Uh,
magical or non-magical?
it is non magical.
Okay, I have resistance.
Okay. This is going to be a very
How much damage?
one-sided fight, I feel like.
Yeah, that's why you don't ambush Leviathan.
Yeah. All right. So he does land one hit. It deals 5 damage after your resistance. So that's like I'm already taking that into account. The second one tries to attack you and misses twice as it just pings against your hardened skin. Yeah, Akuma, this definitely turned into a very hard reverse shakedown. Let me. And where is Fiend? No, that is not what I want. I don't want fiends. Give me a devil. Fiend.
They did see me cast Wall of Forms during the race. They
Yeah,
might have not expected this.
yeah. They
I could
just
have done this at like level 2.
yeah they just didn't quite expect that amount of. They were just like, oh, we're gonna get the jump on him, or we're gonna take him out, and then that didn't happen. God damn! Why the hell don't I have anything good for that?
Yeah,
Well,
this was literally what I was saving to like trying to use on Bowser, but then like
I'll keep that in mind for when you
it's
go up
early in the
against
morning. I
Bowser.
just took 47 damage, so
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind for
yeah.
when you go up against Bowser. All right.
Yeah, I have something different planned for him.
All right. So yeah, you the second one misses as they both just ping off of your hardened skin, and then Dominion tries to slam into you with his fists. He misses once and misses twice as both of them slam into your hardened skin again.
Okay, so one is a great sword. What does the other one have?
The other one has more of like a battle axe, and Dominion is
Attack the
just
one with a
punching
great
you.
sword.
Okay. The the great sword is the one to the south, and so go ahead and make your
That
attacks.
misses,
Yeah,
but I have advantage. That
that will miss.
yeah, okay.
Hey, thank you,
We
Akuma,
just
for the
both miss
sub.
our attacks. Well, it's their turn now.
Yep. So they start swinging away. We've got 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits, 4 hits between these two, and that is going to deal a total after your resistance of 20 damage. As I'm just
Okay.
taking those averages. And then the big boy, Dominion, tries to swing at you. He's got 1 hit, just 1 hit. And that's going to be 7 damage after your resistance. Then it's your turn again.
I just attacked a minion.
Okay. You try to slam into a Dominion. Go ahead and make your attacks.
So all my dice is doubled for this one.
Yes. Do you want me to just double the amount you get, or do you want to roll more dice?
Uh, double the dice.
Okay.
Just that's the official one. So I'll just go. 14 plus from enlarger deuce plus that. So
And don't forget, you get to double those dice as well. So,
right.
so do you just want me to do the multi? So that's 17 plus. Oh wait,
17 plus 20. So 37 damage.
yeah. So we got right. 17 plus 5 is 23, or 22, and so you do 44 damage to Dominion, and he is not expecting that level of power. You're just kicking his ass. Then the other ones, let's just do all the swinging. Got one miss, one hit, two hits, and a critical failure. So we got those ones. You got two hits and a critical failure. I'm going to use the critical failure to make one of the other ones miss. So you only get one hit against you, meaning you only take 5 damage. Mortality clarified. Cool. So you only take 5 damage from that series of attacks, and then Dominion tries to swing at you twice and misses twice. Now it's your turn again.
Okay, I attacked Dominion twice.
Yeah, go for it.
I forgot to make my second attack against him last time.
Oh yeah, you can go ahead and make it now.
Multi-attack.
Yeah, go ahead and make it this time.
Okay.
17 will hit against Dominion.
10 misses, but I have advantage. So technically, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right, and I get to make my second attack I missed last time.
Yep. So you get 3 hits. Go ahead and just start rolling damage.
Well, I'm doing the math. That's 68 plus 15 plus 3d4 plus 3d6.
Jesus. Yeah.
So
Dominion looks up as this like enormous earthen fist comes down and slams into him, and you just see him like get pummeled into paste. Emergency news. Locals get mutilated by sentient rock. Yeah. So he just gets slammed, and then you see the other two try to run away. You can make an attack of opportunity against one of them if you'd like.
Great Sword 1.
All right, Great Sword 1. You get advantage on the attack of opportunity.
That hits anyway.
Yeah. But just to see if you crit. I'm all for crit fishing. No, you still get to hit, but that's fine.
$22 damage.
Yeah, you manage to like punch that guy upside the head, and you see his head spike off the wall that is on the side of this alleyway, and the other one just takes off running, and he gets out, and he does get away. But you just
I have my familiar like try cast entangle on him and drop the enlarge reduce before he gets away.
No, because I mean, you only get one reaction along the way.
Yeah, my familiar follow him like at least maybe. Or...
You can if you want, but he just kind of starts like scurrying away. You can make a perception check.
Just tell it to follow him.
Yeah, make a perception check for it.
For the owl?
Yeah. I think it has advantage on the perception checks. But...
Okay. Uh, 17 plus 20.
Yep, let's see. As he scurries through the streets, it does manage to follow him. It seems like he runs like what appears to be his house.
I cast Conjure Elemental at 6th level.
So you follow
Summon an invisible stalker, and I send it after him.
All right. So you turn back to your normal form. You follow him, and then you cast Conjure Elemental inside of his house.
Well, no, it says it can, yeah. The stalker is given a quarry by its summoner. The stalker knows the direction and distance to its quarry as long as the two of them are on the same plane of existence. Okay. Well, I send it after him.
Okay.
It always knows where he is.
So is Stalker the elemental?
Yep. Visible stalker.
Conjure.
6th level Conjure Elemental creates an invisible stalker, and
okay.
yeah, you don't jump Leviathan. Jeez.
All right. So it always knows where it is. Are you going to send it in to attack the whatever's inside this house? You
Wait,
know
can I have the
exactly
owl
where
like check? Does the dude have a family or?
the owl swoops by a window that is uncovered, and it does see that there's a family inside, and he is hugging them, crying.
What is he saying? I try
Uh,
here.
you can't hear through the window and stuff. No.
Okay, well, here's the thing. There's a decent chance he's just doing this to feed his family and all that because of what happened to Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Uh, I remember that.
Akuma's trying to
Ah,
influence you by saying no mercy. Just go for it. But
why not? I sent in the invisible soul.
okay, there's an invisible stalker inside, and this man is with his wife and two children. What are you gonna do?
Kill the dude, but leave the. Drag the dude into a room, close it so the children don't see him, and then kill him. Wait, no, just drag the dude outside and wait. Should I call like the police or something or? Cause uh, nah, kill him. All right, well, I send the invisible stalker in and tell it to kill him.
All right.
Try to like drag it into a different room though, so the children don't see it. See it
So
happen.
you see this invisible stalker, or you can tell that there's this like swoop of wind, and all of a sudden it swirls around him and pulls him into the other room, and you just hear screaming, and then and then a child is screaming and crying, another one is just frozen in fear. The wife tries to go to the door that slams shut and starts trying to yank it open, but she can't get to it as you just hear gurgling from the man suffocating and dying.
Okay, maybe I probably should have just called the police. I'm gonna go call the cops now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this entire family is very traumatized as the invisible stalker dissipates
Don't.
and they get
I'm
to
gonna
see.
cast Animal Messenger and just see if and tell the person, hey, if you see a dude named dressed as a bat, tell him they kind of caught me and tried to jump me, and basically I tell them to recap what happened.
Okay. They go to the police. They recap what happened. Do you tell them to recap the part where you followed him back to his family and killed him?
No,
All right.
just that they jumped me and I attacked, but one dude got away.
Okay. So
No, I
you
tell them I got the I tell them two people jumped me and one yeah, and then I killed them both.
okay. So you relay that information, and they're like, "All right, we'll send out a crew to deal with the crime scene." And you don't have a heist to go on now.
You actually plan a heist or
I mean,
just wondering?
there was one. If you hadn't gone straight back to the police and or noticed that they were trying to follow you, but yeah, that heist ain't happening anymore because the main crew is dead. Uh,
Huh.
so yeah,
Well,
you now have a Hell Rider. Or was that what they're called?
uh
Devil's Ride.
does does Dominion have like any huh.
I mean,
I will have a motorcycle now.
yeah, you have a motorcycle, and
What rarity is that item wise? I'm
oh
not selling it, I'm just asking. Like I'm never gonna sell this. It's a freaking motorcycle. Come on.
yeah, I have to look
It's not
that
even
one
an
up.
actual item, so we probably couldn't buy it. But like, if I sold it, what would I sell it for?
Devil's Ride 5e. Let me see what these are. They're infernal war machines. So I don't even know
Yeah.
if they count
So,
as like technical vehicles. You could
but like,
probably
what could I sell it for? Could I like try to figure out its worth? Does it ever feel
you
like just rolling up to a place with it?
you can as you go and pick it up, you notice that there's some decent modifications made to it. as all of a sudden, this devil's ride is less of a devil's ride and more of a bat bike. Is that what they're called? The
Oh,
Batman. It turns into Batman's motorcycle. He saw that you had come from that area, and he took it upon himself to handle some additional
wait,
modifications.
did he just watch me get attacked or?
No, he was probably in the process of hyping up your bike at that point. So you get the Batmobile or the Bat Cycle. That's what it's called. Thank you, Xavier.
Huh.
So yeah, you get the Bat Cycle.
From which version? So what modifications does it have? Does it have weapons and like
It does
stuff?
have a weapons. It is able to do. It is able to travel. Obviously, it has a harpoon, and it can do its charge attack, and it does have the ability to cast Shatter once per long rest.
All right, nice.
And Shatter is
Still saving a bunch of
mostly,
time.
yeah, Shatter is mostly for the ability to blast through a wall if you need to. You can still sell it
Hmm.
or attempt to sell it and see how that goes. But I just wanted
No,
to let you.
Batman just appeared to help me make this. I'm not selling it.
All right.
I'd feel bad.
All right. Yeah, you definitely can tell it's pretty damn valuable. But
And apparently it takes me like an hour to get home every time. So,
yeah, you
uh,
can, you have this bike, but you'd have to like take the bike and you can literally fit like one extra person on the back. That's about it.
yeah.
Akuma,
Okay.
Akuma is suggesting that you just cast Shatter on a person and run them over immediately afterwards.
Yeah, honestly, not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
that's I have the bat cycle now from I don't know I don't know which version it'd be, but
it would probably be the Dark Knight version.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. So with that, you did cut it slightly shorter because you didn't get to do the heist, but you did kind of just annihilate his crew very easily to the point I have to start bumping up the difficulty of these encounters, even though I tried to scale it to your level.
I mean, Leviathan isn't exactly a regular player.
Yeah. But with that, you have succeeded. You are now level 13.
Huh. Oh, nice. So seventh level spells.
Yep. So you have your seventh. This is going to start getting really hard to scale, but yes, you have seventh level spells. You have a bat cycle, and yeah, everything's getting a little out of hand. So we'll see how I deal with
All
this in the
right, and I
future.
get my 150. Hey, but
Yeah,
like, if you had to put a price on the bike, what would it be?
I would say the bike is probably worth, give or take, about 5,000 gold.
Yeah, okay. I'll sell it if I ever get desperate and really need an item.
Yeah. And with that, that's the end of today's session. It went a little faster and shorter because, uh, well, we only had one player today, but that's okay. They got a Batmobile, Bat Cycle, and the price is pretty damn good for it, as Blue Sen liked to point out. You did also kill Vin Diesel, aka Dominic Toretto, and half of his crew. But with
Yeah,
that,
he's not on my roommate list, so I'm perfectly okay with killing him.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
still trying to get roommates for my Druid Grove. But,
And thank you, Akuma, for both subscribing and saying that this session was a W despite coming late, because it was definitely me experimenting a bit. I've never tried to, oh, there goes my phone. I've never tried to incorporate a race or like a death race slash twisted metal slash Mario Kart into D&D. So it was a bit of a challenge, but I think it
I
was
still have my
you know,
inspiration from guessing Mario.
yeah, you do have your inspiration still. Um, and with that, that's the end of today's session. Congrats on level 13. Congrats on getting at the bat cycle. And GG for the session. Thanks, everybody. And I hope everybody rolls at least 3 net 20s in their own D&D sessions.